Just a few years ago, it would have been unimaginable for media companies to censor political candidates in election years, but now it's commonplace. Just this year, Twitter has censored several tweets from the sitting president of the United States. In one instant, Twitter, the company, accused the president of, quote, glorifying violence. Glorifying violence. His crime? He promised to use force to restore the rule of law on the streets of Washington, D.C. Twitter has also routinely used bogus fact checks to prevent users from learning that mail-in balloting is a massive fraud risk, which it is. This is yet another example of election interference, far more profound than anything Russia ever did, by American tech companies. So what is the federal government doing about it? Federal officials will tell you a lot about Russia and the threat they pose to our democracy, but no one ever seems to mention this. Lawmakers recently held antitrust hearings. The president signed an executive order that could revoke the special immunity that some tech websites receive from lawsuits. But none of that's happened yet. Will anything happen? Matt Whitaker is the former acting U.S. Attorney General. He's the author of the book Above the Law. He joins us tonight. Matt Whitaker, thanks so much for coming on. So you can imagine, and I'm sure you share the frustration, it's infuriating to watch large monopolies change the course of American history by subverting our elections, and no one's doing anything about it. Will anyone in power do anything to stop this before Election Day, do you believe?
Glad to be with you, Tucker. And yes, I actually do believe that we are going to get to the bottom of this insidious really censorship of mostly conservative voices on social media. And I think the Department of Justice has been looking at this issue. And I also believe that because of the way the algorithms that Facebook and Twitter and the like use to provide your news feed, I think that could be viewed and may be viewed by this Department of Justice as a campaign contribution, an illegal campaign contribution that ultimately I think they will step in and take action.
I mean, we've got 2 months left, and it's really not even a question of trying to get Trump reelected or helping Joe Biden. I mean, I think the implications are far more profound and long-lasting than that. Google single-handedly could erode any public confidence in democracy. And I just wonder if people at the Department of Justice see this problem in those terms.
I think they do. And I think what is also happening among these companies, Facebook in particular, they have so much data on their individual users that they can essentially manipulate what you see, how you see it, and therefore, based on the feedback loop that is provided, they can then try to influence you to whether it's use a product, vote for a candidate. It's really, again, it's insidious, and I think the Department of Justice has to act because our democracy can probably not stand this for another election cycle.
I wonder, I mean, since you're very familiar with how the federal government actually works, since you ran our most important agency, do you think it's fair to say that there are federal officials who are afraid to take on Google?
I don't think so. I think Bill Barr, the Attorney General, is not afraid, really unafraid of anything. And ultimately, it's what laws and what tools do we have? As in the executive branch, we execute the law. And so, you know, the Section 230 of the Communications Decency Act provides a safe harbor for these companies that I think, you know, Congress needs to act and to provide some relief so that there can be more enforcement on that front.
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, that is a legislative matter. They gave these companies that special carve-out. We didn't get it, and they haven't taken it back. Matt Whitaker, thank you for that. Great to see you. Congrats on the book.
Thank you, Tucker. Good to see you.